Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Peter Rabid. Peter Rabid. A slasher movie, low budget, that tries to inject some life into the slasher drama. I'm not sure it succeeds. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 13. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Dead giveaway that this is either a foreign movie or extremely low budget. The trailer doesn't have any actual dialogue like on camera, right? So you don't see a character say dialogue. You hear dialogue. I think there's one line of dialogue in the whole thing. To me, that's usually an indication that the sound is either dubbed, it's like a foreign movie that was redubbed, or it's very low budget, so there are a lot of scenes where, it's shots of the house and then a voiceover of some kind or pieces of dialogue. Because sometimes it's hard to get sound, live sound, when you're shooting something. So, screenplay by Adam Stephen Kelly and directed by S.J. Evans. A lot of people in this, no idea. Yeah, I don't recognize any of the actors. They're all pretty young. But the two slashers have these bunny masks on, which have like a glowing outline. Like the design on the mask, they put a lot of effort into it, right? So whenever they could see the outline in the darkness, and you could tell the difference between the two of them. I had to go to the IMDb to get the plot. There was kind of some of it in the trailer. Will any of the former school pals survive? Right there, that's a bad synopsis. Never put a question in the synopsis if you can help it. It's usually something that movie people don't like. Especially an open-ended question like that. Will any of this former school pals survive? Like that's not a good question. If you put in a question, it has to add information in some way. Will anything remain of them after Peter Rabid and his insane sister Bedelia lure them into a secluded country home and start killing them one by one? A second question. A sinister cult is controlling the killers. A better synopsis might be something like, a sinister cult controls two killers, a brother and sister killer, Peter Rabid and Bedelia, as they enact a revenge plot against their former classmates, or something like that. I assume the brother and the sister are classmates. I'll say this: the poster looks cool. That's a pretty cool poster. He came, he saved, he conquered. I'm not sure what that means. The most hair-raising horror of the year. Hollywood News. Never heard of the Hollywood News, but so I gotta say the trappings of this thing look pretty cool, but the actual execution looks a little rough. But that could be okay in a movie like this. It comes off as maybe like almost found footage, but it follows a very seemingly a very by the numbers kind of plot, right? So first act, somebody dies or kills himself, and then they're gonna have the reading of the will, or in his will, the guy wanted all his former classmates to come to this estate, which I guess sets up the killers to kill them. So maybe the guy who died was friends with the killers, and they're going to enact revenge on his behalf. Not quite sure. It's not clear. So, and of course, all his friends are just the right age. They're all like early to mid 20s, very horny. so it automatically looks like a sleepaway summer camp as they drink and start hooking up almost immediately. It always happens in a slasher film, right? It's a bunch of young people like, oh, hey, let's get it on, and then the killers show up, and first couple of murders look, oh, where's Frank? I don't know. He left and he never came back. Oh, I guess he took a nap somewhere. Where's Sheila? Oh, Sheila, I think she went out to the woods, but Sheila, she loves sleeping in the woods. Maybe she's asleep out there. And then finally, around the third murder, they go, I think we're being stalked by horrible murderers. At some point, the two killers confront the people. And this is weird. She's got a ton of cosmetic surgery going on, it looks like. And she's been horribly killed. So that's a little weird. Not so sure about the tagline. The tagline is odd too. But apparently, the makers of this movie had access to like a country estate and shot it there. So they're all kind of trapped in the house for probably the whole movie. One by one, they're killing them, and I guess they take them hostage at some point, and then they're trying to escape, and they keep hunting them down, and somehow they keep killing them until finally in the third act they turn the tables. I'll say this. The title, good. Like the title. I think the title alone and that poster will sell it a lot. I think a lot of people will watch it just based on that. So good on you guys. Your marketing is on point. Plot-wise, I don't think you're going to see anything particularly amazing here. It looks a little clunky in the trailer. Would have liked to have seen some characterization of some of the characters, especially the killers, a little more. There's lots of music in this. That doesn't really help it. That was a thing like maybe in the 80s and 90s. If you had really good music, you could showcase that in the trailer and people would be like, oh, that's pretty good music. Maybe they'd go see the movie and get the soundtrack. But this isn't that kind of music. I mean, it's okay, but it's like, it sounds like generic slasher movie killer music, where you're running. That kind of stuff. So it feels like they're showcasing that a little bit in this trailer, and I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that gets people in. What gets people in is what's different about this movie. And what's different about it is you have a brother and sister team. That's a little different. Their masks are, kind of different. Not really. But the only thing you really got going in terms of a plot, if there is anything at all, would be their dynamic and why they're killing people. Like, if they have a really good reason, like, most of the people at the country estate are terrible people. They're polluting the environment. They're all criminals. They're all murderers. They drove the kid to suicide in the beginning of the film. Something like that. Then maybe, because then you could be like, kind of root for the killers a little bit and not feel too sorry for all their victims. But eventually, the killers aren't going to win. That would be an unusual ending, right? So instead of the people turning the tables on the killers, they try to and they lose. That would be surprising. And then the killers just burn the house down and walk away. And nobody ever catches them. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't feel like it's that complicated, though. So, would I watch it? Probably not. It looks a little gory. Not particularly interesting. I might watch it simply because it appears to be very low budget, and I would mildly be interested to see if they tried anything different. It seems like they're trying, at least. This seems like more of a genuine attempt at a horror movie than, say, like Blood and Honey. Or, one of the more by-the-numbers things. I mean, they seem to be trying to put a spin on it. I don't know if it's quite there. Let's see if there's a write-up here. Yeah, it's the same write-up on the IMDb. So, but I tell you, their marketing is on point. You guys get a better script. Oh boy, you're going places. And that's it for me, Tony D. And Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for a more base takes. If you can find a more base take, I say, take it. I will be at the United Methodist Communities at the Shore at 2 p.m. today to do my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil for the residents and families. Then on Sunday, I'll be at Nerd Fest from 10 to 4 in Swedesboro, New Jersey. Hope to see you there. See you in the next one.